You walk into your room and see it, the once vibrant green leaves of your indoor plant, now limp, brown, and lifeless. You stop in your tracks. Your heart sinks a little. Did I forget to water it again? You ask yourself. Or maybe you watered it too much? You reach out to touch the crispy leaves. It feels like death. But what if I told you your plant might still be alive? That within the next 24 hours, you could bring it back from the edge? Sounds unbelievable, right? Let me explain. And hey, if you've ever killed a houseplant or struggled to keep one alive, consider liking this video and subscribing. I break down emotional, yet practical stories like this every week. Let's save some green lives together. Indoor plants are more than just green decorations. They're tiny pockets of life we bring into our homes, often for reasons we don't fully understand. Maybe they remind you of your childhood garden. Maybe they were a gift from someone special. Or maybe they've simply been your quiet companion during those long, lonely work-from-home days. But the day you see them turning brown or drooping like they've given up, it stings. You start feeling guilty. You wonder if you're just not meant to be a plant parent. You overcompensate. Water them. Move them near the window. Change the pot. Nothing seems to work. And then the worst thought creeps in. Maybe it's dead. But here's the truth. What looks like a dead plant may actually just be in shock or distress. And with the right steps and a bit of urgency, you can revive it. And the best part? You don't need to be a plant expert. Just a few quick changes can make a world of difference. So, let's dive into the fast, science-backed ways to revive your indoor plant, starting with the most common mistake most people make: overwatering. First stop: don't water it again yet. Yes, it's the first instinct. My plant looks dry. Let me give it more water. But guess what? Overwatering is actually the #1 killer of houseplants. When roots sit in soggy soil for too long, they start to rot. And here's the scary part. Once root rot sets in, the plant literally can't absorb water anymore, even if there's plenty of it. So, before you pour another drop, check the soil. Stick your finger 1 inch deep into the pot. If it feels damp, stop. That plant isn't thirsty. It's drowning. 2. Pull it out. Check the roots. If your plant looks really bad, leaves are wilting, stems are soft, it's time to take action. Gently pull the plant out of its pot. Don't worry, it's not as scary as it sounds. Look at the roots. Healthy roots are white or light tan and smell earthy, but if they're black, mushy, or smell like something died, yep, that's root rot. You'll need to trim off the rotten roots using clean scissors, repot the plant in fresh, dry soil, and place it in a spot with good airflow. It's like emergency surgery, but this step alone can save your plant's life. 3. Too much sun or too little. Now let's talk about light. A lot of people assume all indoor plants need sunlight, but not all plants are made the same. Snake plants? They're cool with a bit of shade. Fiddle leaf figs? Drama queens. They need bright, indirect light. So if you've been roasting your plant in direct sun, thinking it's helping, you might be frying it. On the other hand, if it's been hiding in a dark corner, it might be starving for light. Move your plant to a well-lit room, but keep it out of harsh afternoon sun. Watch it over the next day or two. Subtle changes in the leaves will tell you if it's happier. 4. Shocked by temperature swings? Ever noticed how some people can't handle sudden weather changes? Your plant's the same. If you recently moved it next to a heater or close to an open window during winter, that could have sent it into stress mode. Plants don't like extremes. The ideal indoor temperature range for most houseplants is 18 to 24 degrees Celsius. So, stabilize the environment. Keep the plant away from heaters, AC vents, and cold drafts. Within hours, it could start to perk up. 5. Clean the leaves. Yes, seriously. Here's something most people forget. Plants breathe through their leaves. Over time, dust and pollution block their pores, making it harder for them to absorb light and breathe. Take a soft, damp cloth and gently wipe each leaf. It sounds small, but it's like giving your plant a breath of fresh air. It also gives you time to inspect for pests like spider mites or fungus gnats, which often sneak in when a plant is stressed. Conclusion: emotional close plus curiosity. Trigger plants don't speak our language, but they do speak in wilting leaves, in yellow spots, in crispy edges. If you listen, they're always telling you what they need. Most of the time, it's just a little less love, not more. Less watering, less moving around, less panic. In the end, reviving a plant isn't about being perfect. It's about learning to observe, adjust, and most importantly, not give up. Because just like us, plants go through tough phases, but with a little care, a little attention, and a bit of patience, they come back stronger. And if you're still wondering what exactly your plant is trying to tell you, Watch my next video where I break down the 7 silent signs your plant is in trouble and how to decode them, because your plant may be silent, but it's never speechless. If this video helped you, or even gave you hope for that one plant on the edge, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next story that just might save your green buddy.